It's warming up. In fact, it's going to get hot. We'll get into the 80s by this weekend into early next week, and that means haying time. Tom Hoffman is with me on our Allied Cooperative program. Tom, of course, agronomy sales lead, headquartered over in the Marshfield area in central Wisconsin. And Tom, the big breakfast dairy fest going on this weekend in Marshfield. You going to get to breakfast Friday morning, get something good to eat?
Yeah, really should make an appearance there. They have an outstanding turnout for that. Great for the community, great for the area. Sounds like the weather should be very cooperative. Just a wonderful event. Hopefully people can set aside some time to go try to, be with friends and celebrate the dairy industry.
Absolutely. Starts about 5 o'clock, so get over there and do that. Well, you eat early and go home and cut hay. What's the status of what you're doing with hay? The heat's coming, getting it off right, fertilizing. Give us an update on our prescribed way to handle hay, Tom.
Well, it looks like calendar-wise and stage of growth-wise, we're at that point where, hey, people should be seriously thinking, or it's time for your quality, obviously a window to get some quality hay. And as we do that, now's the time. But even after we remove the hay, fertilizing is quite important. Certainly potash. Sulfur is very, very important. I kind of look back in the Clean Air Act in 1970. Since 1990, we've reduced by 89% the amount of sulfur dioxide. So sulfur is a very important nutrient in alfalfa, as well as boron for a micronutrient, and we have to try to get those on there for maximum yields. And so between that and then shortly after a little bit of regrowth, we continue to see increased fungicide use. Not only does that help yield for the alfalfa, but retain leaves, which is where the high protein is, and to enhance quality, but we continue to see dramatic yield improvements and quality improvements with that application. Haven't noticed the bugs yet, but if we're doing that, certainly to take a tissue sample for micronutrients and obviously to make sure that we, if there is insects there, to treat them so they don't try to, affect that second crop too bad.
Yeah, the wind we've had, the windiest spring in 50 years, brought up a lot of insects from the south. So maybe a sweep net to see about weevil. I don't think leafhoppers, but weevils after this first crop?
Yeah, I think, weevils are in the last years continue to be, more of a presence. But you're right with those winds. I mean, really all insects, there's so many insects that come up with southerly winds, and as we've had more winds, it could be black cutworms, which we haven't had diagnosis yet, but that can change when a hatch happens. But we really do have to stay abreast of insects because they can rear their head quite quickly and do an awful lot of damage.
And they can do that damage quickly too, that's for sure. Tom Hoffman with us on our Allied Cooperative program. Tom, agronomy sales lead over there in the Marshfield office. And Tom, we've got the crop pretty well in now. And it's starting to grow. We're starting to see it roll, but we're also seeing some other green things in the field, too. Weeds. What's the update on controlling them now with the crop up?
Yeah, there's just an awful lot of good tools to provide weed control. As we transition from a stage, in some cases, from pre-emerge to an early post-emerge, we have to just keep in mind if we have to adjust or tweak our mixes or use the appropriate products as weeds have emerged. Example, the grasses start to get a little 1 to 2 leaf net. The pre-emerge products aren't going to do what, completely do. If it's Roundup Ready corn, to put in a little Roundup. If it's conventional, to put in some other products for some burn down. But to make a long story short, to have to tweak the mix as necessary. There's still lots of great opportunity to provide very good weed control. Just a matter of trying to use the right products. And our agronomy advisors and our staff are very, very well equipped and knowledgeable to try to encourage the proper product for great control. But there's a lot of good tools. Just a matter of making sure that we do the right thing.
I was going to say, and the staff is available to help diagnose some of these on-farm weed problems.
Yeah, we do have our people are equipped. They're knowledgeable. They're well trained and have very good tools. And obviously we have access and to use the right products and encourage the right products.
All right, so keep the weeds under control and the insects as well, as it's summertime and things are growing. Tom Hoffman with us, agronomy sales lead at the Marshfield office of Allied Cooperative. Tom, enjoy your breakfast Friday morning. Don't eat too much now.
Hey. Well, that's normally a concern for me. I really like to eat. I have a really bad problem. I love food, and I think food loves me.
Well, I got the same problem, that's for sure. Tom, have a good one. Enjoy our warm weather.
Hey, you too. Thank you, Bob.
All right, Tom Hoffman, Agronomy Sales Lead with Allied Cooperative in the Marshfield office on our Allied Cooperative program. I'm Bob Bosold.